Hello everybody, this is a new firmware that I have installed in my motorcycle. Okay, it detects now the low oil pressure with an alarm indication. Okay, and also in the case of the temperatures, I include the maximal temperature calculation and the actual temperature. Okay, now is the actual temperature and max is the maximal temperature registered, because this temperature fluctuates when you are circulating with a motorcycle. Okay, and before I only have the fluctuation or the variation depending if you are in movement or not, but now I have the maximal registered on the trip, and this is very important. Okay, also this audible signal not also indicates low oil pressure, it will also start to sound if there is a excess of temperature and low voltage on the battery or voltage regulator. Okay, I will turn on the engine now. Because now there is oil pressure, there is no more indication, audible indication. Okay, and it runs the screens in a normal view without any type of warnings. Okay, also I removed the oil pan to make some repairs on the engine, and now I have a better oil pressure because the O-rings are replaced, and I did some repairs on the second gear, on the selector of the second gear, on the spring of the selector. Okay, and the motorcycle is working very good, very well, without issues. The good is that I have a lot of space on the memory of the flash memory on the microcontroller to include more functions, not only the low oil detection or low pressure of oil and the maximals that are registered. I want to include the fuel sensor. I need to connect that and to make calculation of the actual fuel level, a warning indication when the reserve is on, when you have low level of gasoline, and also a sort of graph to indicate the gasoline consumed on the trip. That's the idea, but I need to program that. But after 11 years to make a change on the program and include all that, I am very happy. Also, there were some issues on the variables declarations, on the initialization of the variables, because the program before, sometimes the values were not properly calculated, and now all this is corrected. That's also the good. Okay, I use here C language for the programming of the digital dashboard. On the middle here, on the top also is C language that is in use, but it's an Arduino module. Okay, it's more modern, the technology, as at the beginning when I built with microchip, that on the middle. Okay. A lot of traffic here in Villa Ballester, because the cars are very cheap here in Argentina. There are no more motorcycles circulating, only a few motorcycles. Most of the people, they buy cars because cars are very expensive. They pay only 50% of taxes, but the motorcycle here in Argentina, they need to pay 200% of taxes, 4 times more. And this is a problem when you want to buy, because it's very expensive and impossible to progress, no? The braking and acceleration change depending of the if I accelerate or decelerate or decelerate, okay? On acceleration is acceleration, on deceleration is braking, okay? Is the brake is not in use here. There's not I don't use the sensor of the brake, okay? All this calculation is made by the accelerometer. I will stop here the motorcycle to show that the sensor, low oil pressure sensor, start to activate again. The indication, because there's no oil pressure, if the engine is running, for example, on the highway, and you start to lose oil, do a breakdown, something that breaks below the motorcycle, it will start to warn with this signal, okay? But here I turn it off to force the detection. Also the light here is on. It takes the signal from the light, okay? And this light signal is what the microcontroller detects to indicate. And now we have here the maximals and minimals. We need to wait to cool down, because one of the problems is that when you turn off the engine, it start to go a bit higher the temperature, okay? But so I will turn it on. And we will see the differences here. I put here a delay of 18 seconds for the temperatures on every screen, and 6 seconds in the case of the battery voltage, okay? And the logos, they have only 3 seconds of delay, because the thing in this microcontroller is that it's very simple, the CPU, and it can do only one task at the moment. It's not a multitasking CPU like a computer, meaning that each process, it runs in a sort of loop, okay? For example, here we have very interesting, because the radiator, the engine goes lower because it cools down with the air again, and also the oil button goes lower, okay, indicating that the maximals are registered and are not changing. When I turn off the motorcycle with the key completely off the display, because it is stored in the RAM, these maximals are lost, okay, and calculated again. But that is okay, because it's the way how it is programmed. I don't use the EEPROM inside to store values at the moment. only the RAM memory, because I don't need that this feature to lock data from the past and transfer it in another moment. This is not the idea, okay? The fluctuation between the first gear and second gear here, another point to explain, is that I changed the sprocket of the change, okay? I put a smaller sprocket and I need to reprogram on second gear the table, because it's between first and second gear table, and this is the reason why when I put second it's not properly detected, okay? On first and third gear it works well because it matched the previous information, but doesn't match at all with the second. It's very easy. It's only to connect a cable with a switch and to reprogram when you are with the motorcycle running each gear, okay? It's a bit difficult because it's better to do that with low traffic on the highway, on a place with low traffic, okay? Yet now it's second, but sometimes it's go again to one because it's on the middle. That's the problem. But it's in second in this moment, okay? Also, I put LEDs. I will show the motorcycle with the LEDs installed on the front and rear, okay? I will stop here the motorcycle and to show the LEDs that are on the front wheel, okay? And here on the rear also there are indications with light here, okay? But so it's very cheap and also improves when you ride at night, okay? And this is how it works. I'm very happy with this new improvement here on the dashboard, okay? And so